what can I do? And I showed you a little tip by using a shoe. You set that shoe there, and when you look at it, and I want the camera to come right straight in here, and you can see that flare right there. And that's the reason I said if you use, you see how much hoof is sticking there and none here. So there's a big old flare. So if your eye is not trained, you can buy, this is a hind shoe. It's different than that front one. And it'll help you use your eye. So go ahead, Link, and remove that. And now, notice he doesn't have any chaps. And the point here, the chaps are to protect you from that sharp rasp, because believe me, that rasp is sharp. So what he's doing, he's helping me out here. And let's take a look at that, Link. Now that's good. Now roll that over. That way, just roll it over like, there you go. And that way you make it more rounded, and if he steps on a pebble, it don't crack open. Okay, now we'll take that flare off. Been a lot easier when you're doing it. You do it a lot faster if you don't have that TV. I know, and you just have to, you get tired, so that's the reason I use a lot of the stuff. Let's take a little bit more off right there. There you go. Use that rough side. All right, let's take a look and see what we've got. Now, that looking a lot better. See, your shoe helps you out there. Now we've got that. Now we need to do a little work right here. And what I'm going to do, Link, is get you the knife. Well, I'll become the helper. If you won't, let me do that, Link, and I'll get on there and give you a rest. And this bad business, reach up and grab another foot. But anyway, remember we started at the head before we started. I'm going to take the knife and turn it here, and I'm going to saw that because the back here will bleed. See, that's your bulb, and I can only take a little off. And so what we're going to have to do here is we take a Q-tip swab, and I'm going to put some iodine or something on there, thrush buster or something, and then I'm going to clean that out. So if I really want to do a lot with this, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put that pack, and let's show you again that pack. And that has a thrush treatment in it, and that'll actually stay in a barefooted foot.
Don't just put it in and throw the foot down.
It don't dry as fast.
It's not generating a lot of heat, so it's going to take a little bit longer to set and cure.
Who came up with killing thrush? And I think that is just a great, but here's the thing, a horse owner can do it. What would you recommend if a horse owner wanted to use this?
Ideally, the foot needs to be shod because the material is thin and very flexible. You know, we get a lot of calls for barefoot horses. Right now, we don't have anything like that.
But if the farrier came out to shoe the horse,
yeah,
the horse owner could have this on the side and put it on themselves.
They could put it on themselves, yeah.
And so we're going to kill thrush. So this is something I think personally is better than some of the stuff you squirt on and the horse walks out and steps in the manure and all that you did was for nothing.
Well, that's the nice part about the CS is it actually bonds to the foot and kills the thrush. So what happens is initially it goes in, kills the thrush. Now it's sealed it.
I'm going to take just a little bit off right here. Round that over. And I'm sighting over my foot. And that's pretty well trimming a foot. But remember this, gang, this horse is a lot more. The other one was a brood mare. The foot was a lot longer, had a lot of thrush in it, and so forth. So there's a difference. And remember this, these tapes are not designed to make you a professional trimmer or make you a farrier. It is to get you through the grammar school part a little bit and let you see that there's a lot more to it when you start getting under different horses. We've looked at two different kinds of horses. This is a horse that's used a little in a pasture, okay, on a paddock, soft ground. And let's go back to why we trim them or shoe them, is to keep the bony structure in line, wherein when the foot strikes the ground, the entire bony column of the horse equally absorbs the concussion. Where are we trying to get to? We're trying to get the horse back just like he was the day he was born, with the exception his foot is bigger. A small portion of it is to protect the foot, and so we're rolling it over with the rasp on the trim, keep him stepping on a rock and so forth. But even at that, trimming is not made to get out and start riding your horse long periods of time or mountains and tearing their feet up, because you're going to get him too far out of balance and then you start injuring the horse. So shoeing is what we recommend for that. So there is a purpose and a reason for shoeing a horse. And if you're going to use him a lot, he should be shod to help protect his whole bony structure. Okay? So we know where we're going, why we're going there. Now, safety, we have all kinds of things safety. We encourage you, if you want to get into this field of farrier science, trimming professionally, shoeing professionally, is to visit the research center, and we'll go over the details of what it entails for you to really take a course on it, because you need a lot of guidance if you're going to do it professionally. So we've got you started off, and I hope you've enjoyed these tapes. And remember this, a happy horse is always going to make a happy owner. But to me, a trade like the shoeing or trimming is so easy once you learn. Very difficult in the beginning. And even after a person goes to a farrier school, we still recommend that they apprentice under a seasoned farrier for a while. And usually it takes you a year or longer to get your speed up and where you can actually go out and do. And you have to take care of yourself as well as taking care of the horse.
For those of you who love horses and want to work outdoors and be your own boss, you may want to consider a career as a professional certified farrier. It's hard work but very rewarding. One of the most highly recognized schools in the United States is right here in Villanelle, Georgia, owned and operated by Ralph Casey since 1989. The Casey & Son Horseshoe'n School has received the Horseshoe'n School of the Year award for over 8 years. With Casey as your head instructor, you will receive the most up-to-date training in farrier science that is not available at any other school.